here's my UCAS page, and I'm purposely kind of hiding my personal ID because I'm not sure if that's meant to be revealed. And so as you can see that I accepted my offer at UCL, and King's was my insurance choice, and I declined Swansea as well as Durham and Queen Mary.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about college applications, and in particular I'm going to be talking about UK college applications and about my UCAS personal statement, which was successful into getting me into UCL, KCL, Durham as well as Queen's. And if you want to know my personal tips as well as how I modified this essay to basically perfectly suit the university's requirements so that I got in, then continue watching. Yup, hi. So what I applied to was Institute of Epidemiology and Healthcare. So I wanted to study data science with public health, and that's what I'm studying. And I'm just going to be reading out my UCAS personal statement. So I'm interested in exploring an interdisciplinary training in global health and development because I want to learn, and before people come at me for saying global health, public health, it's basically one and the same thing. So people use those two terms interchangeably. So if I've applied to data science with public health, you can also say that I've applied to data science with global health. So I'm interested in exploring an interdisciplinary training in global health and development because I want to learn ways of incorporating global solutions to localized issues of healthcare delivery, nutrition, access, and chronic disease mitigation. Specifically, I'm passionate about facilitating long-term grassroots development in rural developing economies by undertaking a specialized yet multidisciplinary training which values both a quantitative approach to global health and a qualitative understanding of the sociological factors that undergird equitable human development. Academically, I'm fascinated by health economics, biostatistics, and public policy mechanisms that ensure a wide access to medical aid and inculcate a preventive attitude to non-genetic chronic diseases. Under the science stream of CBSE curriculum, apart from giving me a strong scientific and quantitative foundation, have also exposed me to topics such as strategies for enhancement in food production and human diseases and development. I have explored my proclivities towards social sciences by taking 2 online courses, Epidemiology, the basic science of public health, as well as Foundation of Global Health Specialization. These were taken on Coursera, which I haven't mentioned over here. Both administered by the Johns Hopkins University via Coursera, I have mentioned it here. Which courses have got me acquainted with determinants of disease, public health problems experienced by people affected by natural disasters, and how conflict studies application to control health problems. My first introduction in the global health arena came in 2017 when I was interning for ABNAKI, when I associated with surveying a project that involved potable water access in rural areas in Karnataka, which exposed me to structural problems that hindered efficient delivery of water for drinking and sanitation purposes. Most significantly, however, I have cemented my passion for health monitoring and knowledge management systems by volunteering for CRD's flagship program Rickshaw Bank, where I assisted with conducting ethnographic surveys of 100 rickshaw pullers, collecting about their working hours, living conditions, daily wages, and access of cost-effective healthcare services. I'm excited by the prospect of pursuing a major in global health to explore the multiple and interconnected etiologies of inequitable health. By undertaking a research-oriented program, I want to gain a quantitative and a global understanding of the symptoms of the most widely prevalent barriers to global health security, equity, and I believe my experience as a member of my school's biology club and debating society have made me appreciate the value of peer learning and teamwork, all of which I hold to be crucial for a robust classroom experience. Ultimately, I hope to leverage my training to devise cost-effective and implementable policy solutions for health inequality in India, and therefore assist in bringing about somatic, social, and economic well-being for the subcontinent. The program offered by your esteemed university would help me achieve my goals for furthering my public health education, and I wish to study at a university which prides itself on its engagement with the students and alumni and is known for illuminating the path of their students through an abundant research opportunities. Haha, like kiss ass. International programs, internships, innumerable other projects out of the classroom where my experiences will redesign the way I observe the world and the impact I can have on it. So this was my UCAS personal statement, and as you can obviously see, since I've applied to global health and that's the program that I want to be studying and going for, a lot of it is obviously tailored towards the program. Okay, so the number one tip that I have is read the requirements very carefully and what is the word limit, or even if there isn't a word limit, which I don't remember if UCAS has a word limit, is that keep to the point, don't deviate and exaggerate unnecessary things. So if I wanted, I could have gone off on a tangent about what I did in my volunteer experiences or in my internships, but that wouldn't have helped because I just need to talk about what specific experiences I had in these volunteering experiences as well as internships that correlated to my course. So I didn't talk about mundane things, and you shouldn't either. Second tip, I think that you should talk to other people around you, because many times we go into our head thinking what we should write, and sometimes it's really valuable if another person can tell you about what you have that many people don't. Because what you need in your application is to set you apart from all of the other people who have applied to the same course. So, and obviously UCL in general and UCAS application in general is quite a competitive process. So you need to incorporate all of your achievements, but without kind of listing them. So they need to be incorporated into your personal statement as experiences and not as achievements, if that makes sense. Okay, so my number. Why do I keep doing that? Okay, so I'm back with my Mac for the third tip. So the third tip is that you need to kind of talk about all of the experiences that you've had up to this point as well. So it cannot just look like that everything you did in the last month or two before college is the only thing that you're going to write about in this UCAS statement, because everybody knows that the last 2 months or the last month of your application is when you're completely focused towards college, and everything that you're doing is kind of keeping college in mind or uni in mind, and that's not the way it should work. So what I would suggest is talk about experiences that you've had in grade 4 or 5, and you don't need to go into depth in talking about these experiences, but just have a little anecdote, like when I was in grade 4 I saw this that sparked my interest, or like I've mentioned, while interning here or volunteering at Abnaki, the rickshaw bank, is how I learned these skills, and you can list them and then incorporate them into your essay. And as well as that, I think you need to basically take the keywords, honestly, like do this, nobody told me this, is take keywords from your course that you're applying to. So if I'm applying to global health, then keywords would be like, have a keyword search, and the keywords would be global policy and public health, which is interchangeable with global health, as well as what other essay words have I used, as well as research oriented program and prevalent barriers to global health security. Then I've used the word health monitoring and implementable policy solutions. So all of these are just key phrases or keywords that would naturally come in my coursework. So this is all that we would be taught. So you need to kind of showcase a passion for what is going to be taught. So you need to use those specific words and terminologies into your essay so that the admission board know that you know that what you're getting into. And apart from that, I feel like, apart from that, I just want to give a few generic tips. And the first one would be to get someone to proofread your essay. It can be your English teacher or it can be your admission counselor, and I got mine done by my admission counselor, so I didn't involve my teachers into this, but you can if you want to, because sometimes they have a lot of valuable feedback as well. And have a list of all of your experiences till date, and if you're applying, then that's easy to do because you probably already have a CV where all of your achievements will be mentioned. Hi guys, so okay, so also what I believe is that your personal statement should be divided into two parts. Number one, why they should choose you for this course, and number two, why they are perfect for you to study this course, and that I think makes a perfect personal statement. So for number one, why they should choose you is like I've mentioned it in this part. And number two is why you want to study this course with them. So here is the part where this is like a little bit of kiss ass, like you're so great and your research is impeccable, or you really admire their faculty and maybe you've personally emailed some of their faculty before, they've gotten back to you, and so you need to specify how they are the perfect match for you. So for example, UCL is really famous for its research, and that's why it's the 7th best university in the world. It's because of its research. That's a main hallmark and a cornerstone. So I would mention how I'm willing to go into research, and that is how this university is really applicable for me. And as I mentioned how I'll be a perfect candidate for them is all of my extracurriculars, all of my curricula, and also I think I'm like, obviously there are so many people who take history, political science and everything, and kudos to you, but just my tip, it's like no matter what course you're applying to, they do look for a quantitative side to your application, and this you've probably heard from a billion other people. But so what you're going to have to do is bring out how your quantitative side is just as strong, even though you may not have quantitative subjects. So for me, I had physics, chemistry, biology as well as biotech, and I think physics is obviously higher numericals, and my quantitative side can be explained by my physics percentage, which I got 95% in. So it shows that I am apt and I can do quantitative studies as well as qualitative studies. And if you do not have physics, or for example if you've taken like all the humanities majors, then you can probably give a SAT subject test or give an ACT test, or whatever has a quantitative side as well. So that would go on to show that you can just as well handle quantitative things, and no matter what course it is, people do want you to be quantitatively apt, and so that you can tackle all of the challenges and numericals that the course may throw at you. So being good in maths is always a plus, but if you're really not, and if you don't really enjoy maths like me, then you still have to bring out that side. And the other tip that I have is do multiple drafts of your personal statement. One draft is obviously not enough. This is a very crucial statement because one personal statement will be applied to so many of your colleges that you're applying for. My last and most important tip would be just to have faith in yourself and in your personal statement. So many times we kind of listen to what others are doing or what others are saying, and they're turning at big places, or they've literally like co-founded an NGO or stuff like that, and that kind of throws you off a little bit. And I just want you to know that you're good enough and you will get into a college no matter how difficult you think it can be at this point. And especially to people in class 11 who are watching this, in grade 11 I thought that I was down in the dumps and I could not get into any university because physics becomes really hard in grade 11. But you'll get through. Just have faith in what you're writing and all of your experiences. Know that everything is for a reason, and just have faith in your writing. Get expert help, get teachers to review your essays, as I said. And yes, I think just have an optimistic mindset and it should not be that hard. Thanks, see ya.